Hello, people of the internet. um, well, my anybody who's watching this, my viewers basically. So whoever that might be, hello. It's been a while since I uploaded anything. Hopefully, I'm planning on starting this. I'm not gonna call it a vlog because it's not. There won't be any video. It's just audio, so it's kind of like a podcast, I guess, but on YouTube. Whatever. um, Basically, what we're going to be doing, hopefully, what we, meaning I'm going to be doing is hopefully be updating this maybe weekly with kind of where I'm at with my work and philosophy, where my focus is kind of going, because it shifts around. And what kind of concepts I'm dealing with, arguments that I'm trying to formulate, arguments that I'm considering, arguments that I have, you know, I am analyzing or whatever. And so that's what I'm going to be doing uh, with this. It's just kind of going to be an update, a general update. It won't be anything super formal. I don't know. It might evolve into some sort of I don't know, dialogue if anybody's even interested in this channel anymore. And if not, I might just keep yakking, and maybe somebody will get something out of it. Who knows? Hopefully, that's my goal, is knowledge, both for myself and other people. So, well, that's one of my goals anyway. Anyways, basically, I've been working on, and sorry, I gotta scoot around in my chair here, so you're gonna hear all the squeaking, squawking. All right. Basically, I've been doing work still in foundational mathematical theory. I say still. I've only told some people about that, so generally anybody watching this video probably won't know that, but you know it now. For the last month or so, I've been kind of doing research into foundational mathematical theory and such. Um, right now, I've got a running list on my blackboard here. Uh, Working on the ontology, the ontic state of numbers, Platonism, nominalism, fictionalism, yada yada yada. Um, Ontology and formation of sets. So working in set theory and kind of the underlying ideas in set theory. Um, Ontology of concepts and abstraction. What is that? What are we doing when we create an abstract idea of something, or formulate an abstract theory about something? What does that entail? How effective is abstraction in our world, especially in the mathematical sense? Because if you think about it, mathematics is in a sort of an idealized world. It's a perfect world. You have a perfect sphere, a perfect circle, a perfect arc, or any number of geometric figures. You have points that are basically infinitely small, you know, areas on a single dimensional, well, any dimensional plane, basically. You have points in space, or just points on a a plane, or a line, or whatever. But that doesn't really exist in real life. It's sort of singularities, and so all sorts of interesting stuff. So basically, I'm wondering, what is the applicability of these kind of mathematical objects to the real world? If our real world doesn't work like that, then how is it applicable? To what extent? Because obviously mathematics, you can prove stuff. It's perfect in this world. It's not perfect though. There's not perfection in this world. It gets, in a mathematical world, you can zoom into a line, theoretically an infinite amount, and it'll always be as small as it is because it's just a line. It's you get what I'm saying. Perfectly smooth edges. Whereas in this world, if you zoom up close enough, things get really fuzzy. They get grainy. They start to get weird. At least according to quantum mechanics and particle physics and such. Things start to get weird when you zoom in far enough. And so that's something. Also working on an argument for the transcendence of logical laws. That's an interesting one. I've hit some bumps in that one, so that one's kind of been on the back burner. Um, Defining what self-evident truths are, that one's kind of on the back burner too. I thought I had a really good definition for it, and then was when I was, double checking through it and testing it out, I ran into a hitch that's pretty big, so that one's on the back burner now for consideration. And then this one is actually something that I've been bopping around in my head for a while now. For actually probably a year or so, longer than that. Is it possible to prove something has no cause? You hear you'll hear physicists and scientists and philosophers of science and just philosophers in general and people in general will make the claim that science is, there's things in, that scientists, physicists have discovered that have no cause, um, the decay of various atoms and radiation and various elements, uranium and such, so forth, alpha particles and that kind of thing, the probability functions, all that stuff. Basically, has no cause, and this and that, blah blah blah. I question the validity of a statement proposing, is it possible to prove something has no cause? It's similar to, is it possible to prove something doesn't exist? And anybody that is even semi-educated in philosophy, hopefully at least, will know that it is very much possible to prove things don't exist. But the only surefire way to do it, without, I guess, over-stringent qualifications on the physical parameters of that said object they're trying to find or prove that doesn't exist or whatever, is logical. You can prove something doesn't exist if it's logically incoherent. And so I'm wondering if this claim, it's something doesn't have a cause, if the only way to prove that is if it's logically incoherent to suppose it does have a cause. Physicists will say that if you look at these two particles, they're identical in all ways you can find it. We can test it out to 15 decimal places or whatever, and their charge is all basically there's nothing discernibly different about them. Yet one produces an alpha particle and the other doesn't at some moment in time, and there's no cause for that. I don't see how it's possible to make that claim unless you could prove that it's logically impossible for it to have a cause, which I don't think you could do. At least it's not at all, to me at least, clear how you would go about that. I mean, it'd be purely metaphysical argumentation. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just don't see how at least in that particular instance, you could. I may be wrong, but to claim that, I mean, I don't see how you could claim that it has no cause. I would say the most you could claim is that there is no discernible cause at present time. That's the most it seems like you could claim, which is basically equivalent to saying we don't know if it has a cause or not. Right now it looks like it doesn't, but we don't know. Okay. But to claim it doesn't have any cause, I think, is not at all epistemically justified. It doesn't even seem like a claim you could possibly make with any amount of validity. And some people say, well, it's probable that it doesn't have a cause. Well, I don't think you could make any probability claim about that at all either, because you're using inductive methods to test that, and induction inherently yields no 100% certainties. So I would say that it's if you're using induction, at least, it's not possible to prove it has no cause. So basically that's my claim. If anybody cares enough to comment or whatever, post a response, no one will, but at least if you watch this video and you get to this point, almost 10 minutes into it, think about that. I mean, it's an interesting thing. I don't know. That's something that I've been working on. I haven't formalized any arguments for that position, but that it seems to me that is the case. So this claim that certain things have no cause just doesn't seem to me like a viable claim at all. Anywho, That's all I have to say for this one. That's what I'm working on now. And it's a work in progress. It's slow. I've had some nice breakthroughs a little bit, but overall it's generally going slow. Then again, I am in college, so things tend to, you know, at least in my free time, the philosophy tends to go slower because I've got other things I got to focus on, unfortunately. I would love to do this all day, but right now I can't. So, anyway, um, that's what I'm working on and all that good stuff. So, like it, watch it, comment, whatever you want to do. Thank you.